Hi everyone and welcome to Club 3, Episode 5 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM22 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. So, this is what winning in FM22 feels like. It's been a struggle for me. We're sitting in early January in real terms, and the last couple of months I've found FM22 quite tricky to totally get to grips with and make my teams play well. But along come Colwyn Bay in the second tier of Welsh football, and we are doing magnificently well. Today, though, 5th placed Llangefni, who have also already beaten us in one of the cup competitions. Slightly trickier game. Let's see how we get on. So, welcome back into Colwyn Bay. They've been treating me fantastically well. It really does feel like the first time in FM22 I've really figured out what winning looks like. I do genuinely mean that. It's been a real struggle for me so far, but we are here and we are working hard and we are doing magnificently well. There's lots on this opening page that will show you how well we're doing. I mean, we're sitting top of the table, 5-point gap to us between us and Kefin Druids, who are really motoring now. They were odds-on favourites for this top of the table spot this season and that promotion spot, the one promotion spot that we have in this division, and Kefin Druids were absolute odds-on favourites for it, and they are motoring and coming back at us after a slow start. So that's something we have to be aware of. We need to keep our consistency levels up. Otherwise, they're going to cause us a problem late in the season. We've just reached slightly over the halfway mark, and things have been going exceptionally well for us. You can see that by the table. If we go into the actual schedule itself, you'll see this good run of form. Since you and I were together last against Llandudno, we played Gresford, Prestatyn, Flint Town, Denbigh. All have been good wins for us. Couple away games in there, one home match in there. So all really very, very positive. Today, though, a slight upturn in the quality of the opposition. Llangefni, we've played them twice already. Earlier in the season, right at the beginning of the season, we won 1-0 away from home in the league. But then we played a rotated 11 completely in the cup competition, the Welsh Cup competition, and they beat us 2-1. So we need to go and find a way to win today at home and make sure that we're taking all 6 points from the teams like Llangefni to keep pushing ourselves at the top of the table. In terms of the long-term ambitions of the club, I think reaching the top flight division this season would be a little bit ahead of what I was expecting potentially. And I think that it would be quite something for us to stay up if we were to be there next season. I think the squad needs a little bit of work, but ultimately we're going to absolutely do our very best to achieve that. We've had some very good personal performances from the likes of Ruben Davies, who have top scored and got the highest average rating. Jay Woodford, our central midfielder, is there with some good assists and some the best pass completion of our squad, which is fantastic. In terms of what we're looking at in our team statistics, goals scored 37, which is the best in the league. Goals conceded 11, which is the best in the league. Hence, we're sitting top, and that's all really very, very positive. Can we keep the form going, though, today against a tricky side, sitting in 5th? And as I say, having already beaten us this season, could be a fun one. Let's see how we get on. So immediately you can see personnel-wise, we're actually doing very well. Everybody's fit. There's no injury issues at all at the moment. We do manage to rotate the side a little bit here and there. A couple of players come in every game or two and just give them a run around and make sure that we're keeping everybody as fit as we can. But that is slightly tricky when you look at our starting lineup. For today, it's our #1 starting lineup for the season so far. And other than our right fullback and our striker, who are absolutely very, very close to it, everybody else in our starting lineup has got an over a 7 average rating this season, which is very, very good. And there's a couple of players on the bench doing that as well. So you can see that we are playing pretty well so far this season, and we've now reached about the halfway point. We've got January window just about to open up. Can I improve this squad? I'm not looking to do too much work in the January window, to be totally truthful. I feel like disrupting this will be slightly detrimental, but there are one or two places that we could improve. That second striker position alongside Ruben Davies, for example. If I could find a loan, I might well be tempted by that, but we'll see. We'll have to look at that over the next episode or two. But for now, it's all about Llangefni in the league, fifth placed Llangefni, and we'll see whether we can do them over today and get those 3 points. We're sitting top of the table, and I want to keep it that way, and I want to keep that gap as much as we can between now and when we play Kefin Druids in early February. If we can keep a 5-point gap-ish, I'll be relatively happy with that, I think, leading into that game. So let's see how we get on today. So for today's match, we're going with Coughlin in goal, Davies at right back, Strong at left back, Grogan and Gill in central defence, Thompson and Woodford in central midfield, Jackson on the right, Gammond on the left, and Davies and Howell up top, with a bench of Sheriff, Beck, Ellison, Wood, Summers, Smothers and Pritchard. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. With the recent run being as it is and everything looking as good as it is, I've gone a little bit forceful in today's team talk. I put my hands on my hips gesture-wise and then basically just said, we've been on a great run. I want to win everything. Let's go and do that again and just keep moving forward. Keep us pressing for those 3 points every time we walk on the football pitch and keep the momentum of this good run going, because the minute it goes, then it could be slightly tricky to get it back. In terms of their structure, Llangefni look like they've come in with a pretty defensive setup. I think they're only playing maybe one up top with a bunch of people in central midfield and central defence, but they've broken through the lines very early on and had a shot at goal, and it's only Coughlin managing to come out and narrow the space that meant that they get a corner out of it rather than a goal. We clear the corner really well, and then the highlight goes. But there's that formation for Llangefni: 3 central defenders, a holding midfield player, 2 wing backs and 2 central defenders, a couple of guys up top trying to give them an out ball. Hopefully we can keep them pressured a little bit and keep them in their defensive unit. Now this happens, I mentioned this last episode, I'm sure I did, 21 minutes in, sorry, they've just had a player sent off, and this happens an awful lot currently in this league, and I'm still waiting to see whether all of you guys have the same sort of thing or not. If you do, let me know, because this is happening so many times, and mostly to the opposition. I must say they are really struggling to keep 11 players on the pitch, and it helps us out tremendously. And a slightly injured Gammond sets up a chance on that back post, as we look at it, for Davies, who heads the ball in the back of the net, and we do take a 1-0 lead at 26 minutes. I'm going to check out Gammond's injury. We don't need to be worried about keeping him on at all. If he's got a problem, he can absolutely come out of the lineup, and we can go and replace him and protect him for future matches. So let's go in to the tactics page and find out what's gone on with him. He's got a knee injury. I don't need to worry about that. Look, he's got half of his conditioning left. That's going to go down as we look at it for the rest of this game. So Smothers can come in down that left-hand side, playing very well when he has to, which is a great thing to have. And so, yeah, I just don't need to take the chances. So Gammon comes out, Smothers goes in at 27 minutes, early to make a substitution, but worth it to protect the players, especially now that we've got a one goal lead and a 1-player advantage as well, playing against 10 men for pretty much most of this game. And the goalkeeper has had a bit of a problem there, hasn't he, really? And he has a chance to gather the ball, doesn't he? Parries it out into the 6-yard box for Llangefni. Fortunately for us, Howell, one of our strikers, is just sitting right in the middle of the 6-yard box. It comes to him and he pokes the ball home into an empty net, and we take a very comfortable 2-0 lead. As I say, it would be a lot harder to get points in this division if players against me just didn't keep getting sent off, but it's happening so regularly. Not that I'm complaining. I will start complaining if my players start to do it regularly, but I'll take the opposition doing it all day long. Jackson on the ball down the right-hand side. Davies on the overlap, the right full-back. Can he get a decent cross in? He sends it to the back post, and we we get a third goal, and it was quite a simple goal, really. Howell somehow heads the ball down in the sort of penalty area into the 6-yard box, and ahead of him is a player just sitting in the 6-yard box that Smothers, that can get a hook on the ball. The goalkeeper and the defender look at each other like they didn't know which one was supposed to be dealing with it. Neither one of them did. And we get a third goal before half-time. 11 shots at goal, 5 on target, 3-1 for them. So you can see that we're dominating the game as you'd now expect. Only the 1.3 expected goals rating. So getting 3 goals from the chances that we've created is good. And there goes the half-time whistle. And this one, so far, is a little bit of a stroll for us. But of course, we still have to be on our mettle. We've seen that occasionally in Football Manager, things can turn round if you take your eye off the ball. So let's make sure that we're staying focused. So we're going to go outstretched arms. What a 45 minutes that was. You've blown them away. And then immediately as we go back in, we're going to go into the shouts. And just what we're going to do, we're going to praise them, I think, just to get some real proper morale into the side and keep them thinking about wanting to improve and wanting to impress. And let's see if we can do that in this second half. I don't mind so much if there are no more goals in the game. I just want to control the game and not cause ourselves any major problems, really. If Llangefni get 1 goal and start to sniff out opportunities, I'm going to be slightly disappointed by that. But so far, it's going according to plan, really. No major highlights in this second half, as I kind of thought it would be. 68 minutes on the clock. You can see time is going by very, very quickly at this point. 71 minutes. We're going to pause the game, go and make a couple of substitutions, just freshen it up a little bit, especially potentially in midfield. I feel like just putting some fresh legs in there might be good. So Woodford comes out. Ben Wood goes in. We can make one more change. Is there anything obvious I need to do? There's no yellow cards in there. The freshness is pretty good. So it'll be one of these slightly lesser average ratings. I think we'll take Jackson out down the right-hand side, put Summers in again. Plays pretty well for us when he gets given the chance to. So that's no major issue for us to make that change. And we're just going to see it out. We've got 20 minutes of the game to play. We're 3-0 up, comfortable. We've now got the first highlight, really, of this second half to watch. A throw in down this right-hand side. We take it short and keep the ball very nicely. And there's a good ball in from the substitute Wood. I think it was offside, though. The linesman flag is up immediately. Ruben Davis had moved slightly early, or hadn't recovered his position from being offside, let's say. And then tried to make a run in, but was already offside. And so that one went by the wayside. That's fair enough. But time is continuing to tick by. And we've got 10 minutes remaining. They've only had, I think, 1 shot themselves in this second half. So we've done our job. We've sustained the pressure on the game, pushed them back enough not to have any concerns. And it looks like we're coming away with a very good 3-0 win. All of the damage in that first half, obviously, I could have potentially upped our mentality and our setup into our attacking version of our formation and tactical display. But I thought ultimately it wasn't necessary, and it would just wear the players out by pushing them too far and too hard. So I made the decision just to stay as I was and see the game out rather than push it. But we could have potentially gone and got more goals. That might have helped us with goal difference and potentially a little bit of momentum. But kind of wasn't necessary, really, was it? 3-0 up is a really fantastic scoreline. So we can go outstretched arms. Very nice victory. Well done. And that's it. We take the 3 points from Llangefni, 5th place Llangefni. Let's go and see how Keffing Druids got on today and whether we've enhanced our gap at the top of the table or not. So, a couple of things before we go and find out what's happening next episode. First off, the injury to Gammon wasn't that bad. It's about 6 to 8 days, I think it was, out. So, that's okay. He'll be back fairly soon. He might miss the next match, possibly. But other than that, he'll be absolutely fine, which is fantastic. The other thing to say is that Keffing Druids have kept up their winning run as well. So, they still remain 5 points behind us. As I say, if we can reach the game against them in February, with that 5-point gap, I'm going to be really happy with that. Because they are on an absolute tear at the moment. So into the schedule we go, and it will be that game against Llangefni Druids that we come back for. I've got a January window to go through. I don't envisage doing too much, as we talked a little bit about over the last little while. I think if I could get a lone striker in and maybe another loan possibly to enhance the squad, that I might do, but I'm not going to be pushing to do much more than that, because this squad is on a really, really good run at the moment, and I don't want to ruin that. So in January, we play Holyhead and Porthmadog. We come out of that and play Holywell, and also that game against Llangefni Druids in early February, and that's the one we're coming back for. Hopefully, I can update you on the transfer dealings once we do. We'll also see whether we've got that gap at the top of the table before that game as well. But all being well, it's looking really fantastic for us so far. Tricky second half of the season, just to keep up the standards though, maybe. Let's see if we can do it. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button on this particular episode. That'll help me get seen by more people. Until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.